Okay, Blackberries, Google phones, Droids, iPhones, a lot of buzz around smartphones these days. Everybody's got one of these things, and if you don't, you're looking to know which one you can get. Well, the buzz got a little louder with the news that Hewlett-Packard is shelling out $1.2 billion for its own smartphone. It's buying Palm. Now, what does this mean for the smartphone industry? I've been sort of racking my brain about this. The fact is, I just don't know enough about it. But that's why we have Shelly Palmer. This guy knows all about this stuff. He joins me from New York. He's our guru. Shelly, what does this mean to a guy like me? I'm sort of stuck with my BlackBerry, which I like just fine, but that's because I work for a company and this is what we use. What does this mean for folks who are saying, oh, I'm going to get a smartphone for the first time in the course of the next year or so? Who are the players that we need to be thinking about?
To be honest, Ali, anybody who wants to have a smartphone should have a smartphone, and you shouldn't worry about what you buy from oh, is it going to last? No, it's not going to last. We're in a 3G world right now from a network standpoint. In 2 years to 2.5 years, we're going to be in a 4G world. So whatever you buy today is going to have a useful life of about 2 years to 3 years, maximally, mostly 2 years. The HP issue is really important on a much more future-thinking scale, and that is that there are more mobile devices today than there were yesterday, and there's going to be 1 billion more of them tomorrow than there are today. Mobile is the future, and everybody knows that, including HP, and this investment is in the intellectual property that the Palm organization has accumulated over its lifetime. Palm has made some great devices. They just weren't really great marketers.
Well, yeah, what went wrong? Because they really, I mean, these guys were cutting edge. They were there. They had neat devices. There were the little criticisms some people had, but you might like the Palm more than you like the BlackBerry or whatever it is. But ultimately, why is Palm being sold? Why is it not staying out as its own company?
You know what? There's a lot of things that go into making a company successful, as you well know. There's the product itself, its features, there's the marketing of the product, and consumer acceptance. What Palm does have to offer, and what HP just bought, is the intellectual property, the patent portfolio, the knowledge base that they've accumulated. And HP's looking to the future. They're coming out with slate computers. They're coming out with touchscreen computers.
This is an interesting point,
There's a future of...
It's not a name that we necessarily, regular people, associate with that sort of basic research into technology, but they're doing it. They've got their labs in California where they got people who are just studying what's going on in the future.
Absolutely, and that's the part that everybody needs to think about. This is a business-to-business situation. It has really no direct impact on you as a consumer today, but what is having an impact is that we're becoming more and more a mobile society. There is more wireless connectivity than ever before. That's not a trend that's going to stop. It's going to continue. HP is properly positioning itself as a business to take advantage of that, and you as a consumer should just do what you need to do to enjoy the features of your iPhone or your Droid or your BlackBerry. If they're working for you, have a good time, because 24 months out from right where we're sitting, it's going to be a completely different game.
But you talk about Droid, you talk about iPhone, I talk about BlackBerry, which is sort of back in the game after, there were a couple of years where it didn't look like it was going to be there. Palm has been struggling to be named in that conversation. Do you feel like it's going to come back into that conversation?
You know what? I don't know whether it will or won't. They do make a fabulous device. It just didn't capture the hearts and minds of the consumers. And you know, Ali, consumers vote with their checkbooks. That's what they do. So whether it's a good device, look, Sony makes a lot of things that have better features than their Apple equivalents, but Apple has an unbelievable marketing engine, and there's apps, and there's all kinds of complex issues that make Apple a more compelling consumer value proposition. And that's what we have going on here. Palm doesn't make a bad product. They just didn't get it done from a consumer point of view. But that doesn't mean that HP is not going to have a really very successful experience with this acquisition.
All right, Shelly, good to see you, my friend. As always, Shelly explains things very, very clearly. Shelly Palmer, our expert on technology.